Hello, hello. Erin Sum here with Erin Sum Confidence Coaching and erinsum.com. I just wanted to pop on today and talk a little bit about how the worrying about the how can actually hold you back from attaining what you really want in your life and your business. So, I have had an experience of this myself, and I've experienced this from clients who've come to my visioning workshops. So one of the things that really holds us back when we think about our vision and our goals and what we want to create in our life is worrying about how you're going to make it happen. That holds us back a lot. This is crooked and it's driving me crazy. Okay. So I popped on a couple weeks ago and I made a video and I talked all about my year, how it's gone, how I was disappointed in my results, and how I decided to look at my results in a different light, look at my vision board in a different light, and how I had some limiting beliefs around what I could potentially create for myself. And I actually didn't put some things on my board last year because I had beliefs around, I don't know how I can make that happen. One example was a new car. I would love a new car, but in my brain, in my unconscious, and actually my conscious mind actually too, said, I don't see how that can happen. So we get stuck in the how. We forget to trust in the process, trust in the universe, trust in whatever it is that you believe in, and to just put it out there, put the things out there that we want, no matter how big they are, and to trust that the things that we need to create those things, those goals, that vision, the things that we want will come into our lives. And so I wanted to share a couple of examples of that from women who have been at my visioning workshops in the past. So one example was, there was a woman who was there in January of 2017, and she emailed me about 9 months after the workshop. And she said, I don't know if you remember this, but at the workshop, I was feeling really frustrated making my vision board because I couldn't see the how. I couldn't see how I could possibly make it happen. And that's where we get stuck, is the how to make it happen. So sidebar for a second here. When you create a vision, when you have goals, you want to make them big enough to stretch you outside your comfort zone, to grow you, but you don't want to make them so outrageously huge that you're going to shut down immediately because you know that you can't possibly reach it this year. So, for example, if you're making $20,000 a year and you put on your goal list or your vision board that you want to make $1 million this next year, that's such a huge stretch that it's way far out from what you could possibly do in 1 year. Now, you do want to stretch it way farther than you want to really stretch it out there, but you don't want to make it so ginormous that you automatically shut it down. Okay, so back to the story. So the story of the woman at my workshop a couple years ago was that she was frustrated trying to figure out how to make this vision and this goal happen. And so she emailed me 9 or 10 months later, and she said, I was super frustrated at the vision workshop because I couldn't figure out how to make it happen. But I decided to trust the process and make my board anyways. Her big 3 goals for the future were to travel outside the country, to use her degree, her English degree, and to do more photography. That was her hobby. And so just a few months later, 9, 10 months, she said, I am now living outside the country in China. I am using my degree. I'm teaching Chinese children, kindergarten children, English, and I am getting to travel around and do my photography, my hobby. So that was a really cool thing because she was able to let go of how to make it happen, and it started to fall into place. I don't know the details of how these things fell into her lap, but she was able to live her dream. Another how, okay, so this other one was pretty cool too. So this other woman came to my vision board workshop last year, and some of the things that we do in that workshop are we work on limiting beliefs. So we start the day off, we spend a few hours actually working on what are the things that are going to stop you from moving forward. So the how, the limiting beliefs, I can't have that, I'm not smart enough, good enough, talented enough, educated enough, whatever those beliefs are, we break through them so that you can actually dream bigger and create the things that you want to create. Because if you have those limiting beliefs in front of you all the time, stopping you, we actually hold ourselves back. We stop ourselves and don't create the things that we want. So that was one of the things that I mentioned in my video last week when I talked about my vision for this year and how I didn't reach it how I had wanted to. I had talked about how I discovered that I had some limiting beliefs that I didn't realize I had way back in my subconscious mind. Where was I going with this? Okay, so this woman, Dusty, I actually interviewed her last week on Facebook as well. She showed up at the workshop last year, and her business was hit or miss. She was part-time. She was getting some clients, but she wasn't she didn't have as many clients as she wanted to at that time. She cleans houses for people in the Sacramento area, and she got up and she said, my vision this year, part of my vision is to put new door handles on my car because the car works okay, but it's kind of old and the door handles don't really work. And she was talking about how sometimes the car doors don't open and all these different things about the car not quite working correctly. And I thought, well, why don't you put a new car on there? To dream bigger. And so by the end of the day, she had put a couple of new cars on the board, and she couldn't see the how. She couldn't see how she could possibly afford a new car when she was part-time in her business and she wasn't bringing in the income that she thought she needed to make in order to buy a new car. So fast forward 9 months. No, it's not even 9 months. Sorry, it was like 5 or 6 months. Fast forward those few months, her business was thriving. She's now full-time in her business. This is 11 months later. She's now full-time in her business. She has people wanting to clean their homes all the time. They put new flooring in their house, and she's enjoying life a lot more. And also, she got a new car. She was able to buy a Chevy Volt. It gets great gas mileage, so she can, go to all her jobs and save money on gas as well. And she realized that she had some limiting beliefs around what she could create, right? And she was stuck in the how. I don't know how I'm going to create this. I don't know how I'm going to make this happen in my business or in my life. So that's something that really stops us. I have one more story. This woman, her name's Helen. She's amazing. If you're in the Sacramento area, you might know her. But she had a goal this year. It was a huge stretch goal to do 120 speaking engagements. So if you think about how many days there are in the year and you think about 120 speaking engagements, that's a huge goal. Well, she kept speaking it. She didn't know how that was going to happen, but she kept speaking it to people. I have a goal, 120 speaking gigs. Who do you know where I can speak to their group? And so she helps place, she teaches about how to, and I'm probably totally butchering what she does, but she helps teach people who are either elderly or they have elderly parents. She teaches them about how to attain more money for them once they need care. She helps to place them in care facilities. She's really amazing. So anyways, her goal was 120 speaking gigs for the year. A huge stretch goal. And she ended up doing 140 speaking gigs. So not only did she make her stretch goal, but she surpassed it by 20 speaking gigs. That's amazing. And then she tells me yesterday that she had a super huge stretch financial goal too. And right now she's just short of hitting that huge stretch financial goal too. And she may even hit it in the next 2 weeks before the end of the year. So this is what happens when you believe in yourself. You forget about how the heck am I going to make this happen? This is huge for me. How is this even going to be possible? It's letting go of that how and just starting believing, trusting and believing in yourself and in your goal, and that the universe, the, whatever, the forces that be, we're going to help bring things into your life that you have no idea where they came from, or, things just start to fall into your lap when you start trusting and believing in you and that things are going to work out. So I encourage you to try to let go of the how. Forget about it. Just start dreaming. And if you have a dream, don't shove it to the side because you don't think that it can happen for you, because you can't see the how. Keep that dream. Put it on your vision board. Dream much bigger than you think that of the things that you can create, and watch what falls into place. Okay, so let go of that how and just trust, just believe in yourself and in that vision, in that dream, and that you can have those things.